Hey guys, this is Stu from Stuart Scale Models, and well, to be honest, the reason I'm doing this video is one of three things. First off, if you've noticed, I haven't been as active lately in the last few weeks, and there is a reason behind that. As I previously indicated, I think some months ago, I have basically had a lot of changes going on at work because the company that I've been working for the last 18 years has basically is undergoing a lot of changes, and the department store I'm been working in is actually shutting down in the 5th of August this year. But our parent company has built a brand new department store, which is what I work in, and it will be opening on the 7th of September this year. So needless to say, there's been a lot of things going on in the background, and obviously we weren't told what was happening until today. So everybody has been thinking that things are uncertain, and personally I did wonder if I was going to have a job. But thankfully we had members of the board come down today, including my store director and the head of our parent company, who kindly informed us that personally our jobs are safe now. There has been a lot of restructuring going on, and one or two people have had to take redundancy, or they've chosen to move on, and it's still ongoing. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because obviously, what should I say? I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible here, and I don't want to get myself into trouble. But there's a lot of golden opportunities because the actual town I'm working in is basically undergoing a major regeneration, and a great big brand new shopping complex is in the process of being built and finalised, which will open on the 7th of September. So hopefully it will bring a lot of revenue in and a lot of new people into the town outside of Bracknell in Berkshire here in the UK. If anybody wants to check it out, just go on to thelexicon.com and you'll see. Okay. But as I say, it's been a very sort of fraught few months because obviously we weren't quite sure what was going to happen. But as I say, personally for me, I thought my job was going to be at risk, and that possibly as a result I was going to have to take a sabbatical on my channel until things improved. But I am pleased to say that is now not the case, because we're informed today that our jobs are safe. We're going to be transferring to the new store, but as I say, some of my colleagues may not be and may choose to go elsewhere. It's entirely up to them. One or two will be leaving the company, although it's through a choice of their own. And I wish them the very, very best of luck in what they do. Obviously, it's never easy losing work colleagues that you've worked for so many years. But at the same time, there's greater opportunities out there for them, and with the value of experience they've had, I'm sure they will find their path, and I wish them the very best of luck. That's all I can say, and that is really chief of the reason why I've not been taking part in hangouts, shows such as Live on the Bench now and again, because obviously it's been quite stressful, and obviously with my having had a heart attack a few years ago, I have to try and stay away from stressful situations, but it's not been easy. But thankfully we now know where we're going forward, and it's all looking really exciting. The second thing I wanted to talk about basically was a fellow modeler of mine has been extremely generous, and I shall mention his name. It's Steve Mottram, who's been through some personal difficulties lately, and he had planned to go to Tiger Day this year, but for personal reasons he cannot attend, and he's been very generous towards me and donated the tickets to me so that I can go to the show. And I just want to say, Steve, thank you very, very much, my friend. That is extremely generous of you. And needless to say, you will be getting a little something in the post from me as a form of thank you. I did put out a feeder for friends who, if they could go with me, because unfortunately I don't drive, and trying to get down there by train is just exorbitant, and it's not in my budget. But thankfully I've managed to find a friend of mine who I can go with, and it should be a fantastic day out, and it'll be my first visit to Bovingdon, and to see the actual tiger that I've longed to see, as well as the Fury Sherman and many others, and have a look around the museum, which I know my brother's been to a few times, and he says it's fantastic. And coincidentally, my brother-in-law's been very kind and given me a birthday present going to Tankfest as well this coming June, so double whammy. So there you go, and I'm not kidding you, I'm like a kiddie in a candy store, and I can't wait, to be honest with you. So Steve, thank you very much, my friend. That's very, very kind and very generous of you. So thank you. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about was obviously my forthcoming builds for this year, now that things have settled and my job's okay, etc. Now, as you know, I had a bit of a disaster with my entry into Leopard Group build, and unfortunately had an accident, dropped the turret and smashed the barrels on the end of the turret here for the Gepard, and as a result I will have to reorder a donor kit in the process. Possibly might get it done this month or next month, but as I explained to Seb, I'm not going to be able to get it done before the deadline, sadly, but I will get this build completed no matter what. So once I've got that in, I can crack on with that project and get that completed. Okay. Also, I've got upcoming is my entry into the Starring Syndicate's Pacific Theatre group build, which is the Tamiya roof. And I know Gil's doing the Zero, so well, I'll do the roof, which is something quite unusual. It's still an iconic fighter. As I say, I've already done an inbox review and an entry video back in, I think it was around about November. And I'm looking forward to building this, actually. And the only thing I've got to do is get some aftermarket seat belts and maybe a few extras here and there just to boost the kit up a bit. And I possibly might do a little vignette for it, so we will see. But I can't get started on that until I've got the aftermarket in. So there you go. Whether it gets done by the deadline, we will remain to be seen. And then once that's done, we've obviously got, starting on the 30th of April, the Warren Tribute, sorry, I've got that wrong, the Warren Blanche Tribute Buddy build. And as I've already explained, I've got a few people who have decided to take part. My latest buddy is Mr. Frankie Day. Apparently he's got something in his stash that he would like to put towards this build, because obviously Warren's a personal friend of his as well. And that's great, Frankie, so thank you very much for coming on board, my friend. And Timmy Ivets, I think, is going to be doing an entry. What it is, I'm not quite sure. And obviously we've got Ian, British scale modeler, UK scale modeler, taking part as well. And as I've explained to anybody else who wants to take part, it's basically any aircraft or cruise missile from the Second World War right through to the end of the Cold War. Okay, so anything of that genre. if you want to add on more aftermarket or whatever, by all means do so. I was thinking of doing a Facebook page for it, but I don't know. I've already got one page going. I don't really want to get another one going, but we will see. If I do decide to do that, then obviously I'll let you know in due process. Okay. And then everybody can post their builds on that, because unfortunately I haven't got the technical sort of know-how to do a sort of stills video. I haven't got the budget, to be honest with you, but obviously I'll keep you posted as to how the builds are going. And as I say, the running time from this tribute buddy build for Warren Blanche is starting on the 30th of April this year, 2017, and runs right until the 30th of April next year, 2018. Okay. So if anybody wants to come aboard, you're more than welcome. So Warren's a very much added member of the community, although he's not done a few videos for a few weeks or a few months now. So whether it's down to his workload, personal issues, I am not sure. Because originally it was going to be a V1, V2 group build, but unfortunately Warren had to sort of drop out. So there you go. So I thought, well, in that due case, we'll keep it going, because certain people have already bought kits in for the original group build, and I thought, well, I'm going to keep it going and do it in Warren's name. Okay. Now, there is a possibility you might get involved with another tribute build, which is, as you well know, the Chris Cortell Classic Plastic 101 group build. I'm still sort of tossing up on that, because obviously I've got other builds coming up. I am not quite sure what the running time of this group build is. So Papa Dan, if you're there, buddy, you can just sort of send me a quick message or PM me. I can't promise I'm going to take part, because obviously I've got other builds planned this year. Now I know where my work side of my life is going. Anyway, just let me know, bud. All right, and then obviously I'll make my decision from there. Okay. Not only that, I mean, with Chris, I mean, I've spoken to him recently on Facebook, and he's one hell of a modeler. And as you well know, he's going through chemotherapy at the moment. So he's fighting. He's a fighter, and he's going to keep fighting on. So keep up the good fight, bud. We're all rooting for you, mate. Okay. So obviously I'll let people know if I'm going to take part or not, but you are in my mind, Chris, as we're all thinking of you. All right, mate. And as I say, we wish you the best. We really do. And we're all there for you, bud. Okay. Anyway, next thing that will be coming up after I've done the Pacific Theatre group build and hopefully get the Gepard finished, which is coming up to August, is I am going to do a tribute build of my own to my late father, Colin Avery, who was an avid aircraft modeller. And I'm looking at the wrong angle of the film camera. Looking that way instead of that way. Right. Yeah, he was an avid aviation buff, and he was the person who principally got me into the modelling hobby from a child, and also my brother. He was a great aircraft modeller, and he did one or two commission builds for customers of his, because he used to run an off license, and they were fantastic. I think I remember he did a friend of ours who used to work at Heathrow Airport, Frank Prosser, his own de Havilland Venom NF11, and he also did a Spitfire for, I think it was squadron leader Deacon Elliott. And I think he did another one for another customer of a ferry Swordfish, and he actually hand built the actual undercarriage, Scratch built the actual undercarriage on it from a float plane version of the Swordfish, and now that is impressive. And as I say, he built a beautiful, magnificent model of the Cutty Sark, which I think was the one that Frankie Days just recently finished, which was the old Revell one. He did that for I think it was the Cutty Sark Scotch whisky. I don't know if it's still available. And he was doing a promotion for his then company Unwin's Off license. So yeah, fantastic. I just wish I had the photos of it. I know a friend, unfortunately I've lost contact, did have it in a flat in a case because he donated it there because we didn't have any space for it where we were going to live. But anyway, I'm waffling on too much, but it was absolutely stunning. So there you go. So for that very reason, and because it was 10 years ago this August the 19th since he passed away, I thought I'd do my own personal tribute build in building his favourite aircraft, the Hawker Hunter. This is the Italeri F Mark 6 Mark 9, and I'm going to do it in the colour scheme depicted on the box. So there you go. I've got all the extras in for it. I'll probably do another inbox review of this. I'm not sure if I have done one, but I will do it when I start the build on this. So that will be sort of maybe late July coming into August possibly. So that's that one. And then after that, oh, I know what I forgot. The entry into the Warren Blanche Buddy tribute build is this one. That's going to be my first one. I've got a little actual launch ramp, which I think is a sort of a laser cut kit made of balsa wood, which is actually designed for this specific kit. So I will be building that as my entry. So yeah, that's going to be a lovely little build, I think. So we will see. And then obviously I've got my entry into Chancellor North Wales World War I group build for this year, and him and I chatted about it last year and he twisted my arm. It's going to be my first biplane, which I must admit I've done in years. Whether I pick the right subject or not, or an easy build, I don't know. But it's going to be, specifically because it's 100 years since this particular aircraft went into service, the Revell Bristol F2B Bristol Fighter. As and when it gets nearer the time, I will be doing in my entry video an inbox review of this kit. It's going to be an interesting project, specifically as I haven't done a World War One build in ages, and particularly with the rigging, etc. But it is a beautiful aircraft. It's always been one of my favourite World War One aircraft, and the sound of that engine, oh, it's gorgeous. So there you go. And then I am going to do a Tiger build at some point this year, because obviously it's 75 years this year since the Tiger first went into action, and that's the Tiger 1. And this specifically was one of the first actions it was involved in at Leningrad. I particularly like this winter camo scheme. It does look quite Tiger-esque, doesn't it, if you look at it. It's either going to be a toss-up between that one, which is actually getting rarer and rarer to get hold of now, or possibly this one, which was one of Dragon's smart kits, which came out I think last year or a couple of years ago, which is another initial, but it's a Tunisian one. So I will probably get nearer to making my mind up at the time as to which I'm going to do, and I might do a small vignette for either of them. So there you go. Another one I might possibly try and sneak in, I'm not promising, is going to be this particular kit, which has only recently been released. It is Eduard's Profibac version of the Bell X1, because it's 70 years ago this year that this particular aircraft first broke the sound barrier with Chuck Yeager at the controls. So I'm not promising I'm going to get this done this year. If not, it'll be the early part of next year. But I've had a look at it. It's a lovely looking little kit. I think Paul Bretland built it and said it was a super little build. Phil Flory did too. He did it in the white scheme, because you've got a number of schemes up the side there you can see. But I'm going to do it in the one that broke the sound barrier, which is Glamorous Glennis. So there you go. And yes, I haven't forgotten, guys, finally, that I will be doing an inbox review on this on the next video. I promised you guys I would do it, and I will do. It's a lovely little kit, and that may be a build for next year, possibly. So there you go. Right, is there anything else? Oh, yes. Well, before I do the roof, I'm going to do the base coat on this tomorrow. Get on with this, because this isn't a bad little kit, actually. I know it's sort of a toyish thing, but I'm going to get him in the base coat. I'm going to do a little vignette for this. And try and crack on with this. When I get this done, I don't know. It might not be this year. It might be the early part of next year. We'll see. Depends on how the other builds go, so we will see. But I'm going to do a bit more of that tomorrow and get her in her base coat. So that's it for now, guys. And if you stuck it this long, thanks for watching. I haven't sent you to sleep. I'm sending myself to sleep in a minute. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. So keep up the good builds out there. And as I said, the Warren Tribute Buddy build starts on the 30th of April. So if you want to take part, just give me a PM and let me know. Alright. I possibly might do a Facebook page for it so everybody can post their builds on there. I don't know. I haven't dusted up yet. I'll let you guys know. Possibly in the next channel update, which is going to be about June. So there you go. I think that's it. Is there anything else I can think of that I may have forgotten? Because I've been bubbling on now for what, 22 minutes? So yeah, I think that is it. As I say, I will be doing a channel update in June. I've got a few more things in which I'll show you in due course. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.